For quite some time now, it's been said that there are a lot of people who are taking their own life. And as this is the case, it must also show that there are a fair amount of people who also struggle with suicidal thoughts and think about ending their life. And if someone is experiencing life in this way, it could be due to a breakup, could be due to the loss of their job or a loss of a loved one. And since that time in their life, they have experienced suicidal thoughts. However, there's also the chance that someone has experienced life in this way for as long as they can remember. And in this case, I might not be able to locate a certain event or situation that caused them to experience life in this way. And what they may find in this case is that it doesn't take a lot for them to experience suicidal thoughts. And a number of reasons could be put forward as to why someone would experience life in this way. It could be said is simply the result of the breakup they went through. For example, if someone started to experience these thoughts since that time. But at the same time, there is of course plenty of people who can have a breakup who don't have these kinds of thoughts. Whereas if someone has had these thoughts for as long as they can remember, it could be put down to a chemical imbalance or something like that. But with that aside, one of the reasons why someone can have these thoughts is because of what took place when they were a small child, or even when they were born. And if this was a time when they were neglected or their birth was extremely painful, it can have been a time when they had the need to die. And this would have been due to the pain they were in. This would have been seen as the only option they had to end the pain they were in. Because through being so powerless, vulnerable and dependent, they wouldn't have been able to do anything else. So while it would have felt as though they were going to die anyway, another part of them, as a defense, as a way to handle the pain, would have wanted them to die. And so during this time, it wouldn't necessarily been a thoughts that they had, but it would have been feelings. It would have been a deep need for their life to end. So when someone is an adult, what can be taking place is that this original pain, this original trauma, or traumas, can end up being triggered whenever they are stressed or whenever something takes place. And it might not take a lot of stress, as I've said, and this can then trigger the original trauma. So if this is the case, dealing with their thoughts as an adult, changing their behaviour, even changing their diet, is not going to resolve the original trauma. So if someone can relate to this, if you can relate to this and you are experiencing suicidal thoughts and feelings, I would say please reach out for the right support because of what you are going through. There's plenty of other people who have gone through it and who have also overcome it. And this support can be supplied by a therapist or a healer or even a support group. So please don't suffer in silence because you don't deserve to experience life in this way. So please reach out for the right support.